Alright, what up you guys? Today I wanted to do something a little bit different. I think this is going to be my new style of videos. But essentially I like to walk a lot, and so I wanted to start doing my videos as I walk. And I just did my video right now. But I want to dive into vanity, social media, how I think it's ruining people, things of that nature. So I hope you enjoy the video, enjoy the walk, and leave comments down below and give me your 2 cents on what you think of the topic. This is gonna be, again, like my new style of videos. So I hope you enjoy it. Thank you very much. Alrighty, so I know you guys can't see me right now because I'm looking for a location, but I wanted to start filming, and I guess before I find my particular spot, if I find my spot, you can sort of enjoy the scenery for what I have at the moment. This is kind of like I'm going for a walk, and it's a pretty nice location, and I wanted to talk about a few things. If you've seen the title, it's definitely gearing towards social media, and I wanted to talk about just, you know, how actually I want to switch locations or switch my direction. Just how fake people can be and how fake people are today, and how this really ties into social media, you guys, because I speak to a decent amount of people, you know, here and there, and I deal with a lot of different personalities, especially being someone, you know, on the internet. And although I'm not as popular as you see here on YouTube, I am popular elsewhere on other social media platforms, and so I've dealt with a decent amount of people on these platforms. And I want to say, like, vanity is one of the worst things today, and it's one of the things that people are dealing with most. It reminds me of, there's a Bible scripture that comes to mind when it talks about the end times, and you know how people are going to become obsessed with self. How is it you guys do not see that today? People are more obsessed with self than ever. Go on social media. It's like, if it can't serve them, then they don't want anything to do with it. Everyone's doing the craziest thing for views on social media. Excuse me if I get out of breath. Everyone's doing the craziest things for social media. The women are purely attention seeking, right? So like looking for a relationship is harder than ever, especially for a man, given the culture of today, which is very counter to us men, right? In every way, shape, or form. So it's a lot harder. And although I'm talking about this conversation and kind of bringing this up, I do want to offer solutions, because I hate bringing up topics like this and not having any sort of solution to any problem. You know, I think that's good to at least start the conversation offering solutions, and maybe you guys in the comments could have even better solutions. But I just want to talk about how, you know, how to avoid fake people, how to avoid narcissistic people. This is something I had to learn. Due to just being naive and you know, growing up in life. You know, I grew up with a 2-parent household. Very, very healthy, you know, friends and family, spend a lot of time with friends and family. And so you kind of carry that out into the world, and you deal with people who are broken, not really realizing it, you know. And so with age and time, you know, I'm 30 now, I think I have some insight I could offer to people and speak on. And so, within my experience, fewer friends is better. Not saying having a lot of friends can be good, but, you know, a small, tight circle is very beneficial. And I mean with real people, and ways to judge that, right? Ways to see if somebody is real or not. Pay attention to who their friends are themselves, right? How they speak, who they associate themselves with. These things are very important. I used to look past these things But with age and experience, these are things you cannot look past now, right? Like integrity is a big thing, and I know integrity is something that today people really don't bring up. I mean, people lack it so much today, integrity, right? It's like non-existent. But pay attention to things like that. If your friends are real people, I mean, like, and by real I mean authentic, right? Authenticity is very powerful. That's also another thing people lack today, because everyone is trying to do what's trending, right? The trendiest thing, the coolest thing, quotation marks. Look for stuff like that. Integrity, people who are authentic, people who are themselves. Oh, let's go over here. I've been over here before. This is kind of like a cool little spot. Maybe I could find a spot where I can... Oh, it's kind of loud over there. Never mind. Maybe I could find a spot where I could show this handsome face of mine. Yeah, those are the things, you know. I spent a lot of time with family and friends, and I'm gonna do a separate video on this, but community is something that we lack in the West, you know, unfortunately. But when you have a healthy community, it can be very beneficial, not just to an individual, to you, but to everyone, right? Like, for example, if you're in a household where you have, you know, those households where it's like the cousins, the grandparents, you know, everyone's kind of helping out, support each other. This is very beneficial. And I think this is something, not to make this like a race thing or anything, but this is something that I see that the black family really lacks, as being a black person, as really America as a whole, right? The West is very, get it on your own, you know, figure it out yourself. I did this, and it's not we did this. And this is really, really prevalent within the black community, within the black culture. They have a very figure it out kind of thing. And I see within my other friend groups and how their households go about, right? It is very much supportive. Like, if someone, let's just say John, for example, wanted to go to school for something or had any goal in mind, I would see families kind of, siblings support this idea of, oh, John, I found this school that has this, or I found this guy who knows this, or I was looking into, like, and just everyone will like kind of chime in and support. That is very important. I'm not going to go too deep into that because I kind of want to stay on topic, but that is very, very important, because I'm kind of just speaking my thoughts out loud. But yeah, you know, when it comes to social media, I have just seen and dealt with so many fake people. And when I go on the internet and I look at how people are so obsessed with themselves, it really disgusts me, you guys. Because internet personalities are not supposed to transcend into like real life, right? Like, when you deal with someone who has the personality of TikTok, right? And they have that actual personality in real life, it's weird. It's immature. And our culture supports immaturity today more than ever. Like, the West supports behavior of immaturity. Think about that. The most ridiculous thing you do, especially if you're attractive, right? If you're an attractive woman, even a man, you can get away with ridiculous things to a certain extent. Specifically on the internet, right? Drama fuels the internet. Nonsense and chaos. Oh, look at the squirrel. You see it? Oh, wow. Drama fuels the internet chaos. Recently, I was, what was I doing? I was listening, or a video of DDG. You guys know the popular streamer who's dating that one R&B artist. Anyways, he was being being quickly interviewed in New York, and one of the questions was like, how would you blow up today if you were to start from, like, you know, no subscribers? He's a YouTuber as well. No, nothing. And he said he would have to be involved in some sort of a chaos or drama, because I mean, that's how you get known, right? That's how people start clipping you and posting you and stuff like that. So if you are someone who, if you're a creative, right, and someone who doesn't want anything to do with drama, doesn't like any nonsense, what a responsibility you have, right? To figure it out, to figure out what you're going to do to bring more exposure to yourself, your channel, your personality, whatever it is, still staying authentic to who you are, right? Because drama does really fuel the internet, you guys. Chaos and all that stuff, immature behavior. People, you could change your whole life with your personality. I mean, we see this with people like, Kai, all the big streamers, XQC, all the big ones, right? Personality could take you far. And I do think like people like Speed, he has definitely matured more, and I like Speed. I like all of them, to be honest. I have nothing against them at all. I think they're all really great. But drama does take you a long way. Drama does take you a long way. And so I would just say, like, if you're someone who wants to avoid things like that, focus on sharpening up on a skill of some sort. Find a way to get better, to be a creative, without happening to lose yourself. My camera shut off for a quick moment there. I think it's because I had too much stuff on my SD card. But I'm gonna pick up right here. I actually kind of like this. I'm thinking I might just start doing this, just going somewhere nice and filming the scenery and then having conversations. This is actually really fun. Anywho, diving deeper into this ridiculous culture of immaturity and vanity and fakeness, because it is so rampant today, you guys. Let me offer some solutions now. Let me offer some solutions. This is tough, especially if you are older. And when I say older, I just mean like out of college or in the work life, right? So like late 20s, 30s plus. It's harder to meet people, especially today, right? Which is the irony, because we are so connected today, yet we are so not connected at the same time. So it's like a double-edged sword kind of thing, right? And that's what trips me out. We're so connected and disconnected. So how do we get connected? I would say do as much as you possibly can. Like those little I don't know, if you're into books, let's go into the Orange Groves. Go to Barnes & Noble and find a book group or something, right? Find a book group. If you're into comic books, go try and step out of your comfort zone more than usual. This is my greatest advice. Even start a YouTube channel. I was just talking to my mom the other day. She's super into plants, and I was telling her I would help her out with a YouTube channel. And because you can even grow a community like that, a community of people, right? And even potentially meet someone, right? Potentially meet someone, meet new friends, meet people who are in line with your interests, who are real, right? Authentic. And they usually are when you niche down into these particular interests, right? Maybe your thing is fashion, okay? Start looking into fashionable things, fashionable communities that, people are involved in. These are the things that I would do, and this is what I'm doing. So I'm not just saying this, but I'm actually living this out. That is the only way you're going to start to meet people, real people, that are into the things that you're into. And it's better that way, to be honest. It's so much better that way. And you're happier that way, because when you're actually doing things you enjoy, right? When you're doing things that you enjoy, that are in line with your interests, it works better for you. And find a way to monetize it, especially with today, everything is so expensive. You have to learn to, I almost want to say, like, and this might sound super pretentious, but like master yourself, right? Try to become a master at something you like. I don't know, it's, for me, like I write, I'm a screenwriter. I love movies and film and things like that. So I watch a lot of movies, which there are not a lot of good ones today, but I watch them. What else? Yeah, reading screenplays, reading scripts, stuff like that. So you kind of have to find yourself, figure yourself out, and don't be afraid to try new things. That's how you start to learn yourself. Even now, for example, I was not planning on walking and filming a video like this. I was planning on actually doing like, I was gonna vlog myself, but I couldn't find a spot. So I said, you know what, let me just show you guys where I'm at, and I'm just gonna speak. And I'm like, ooh, I like this. I might just start actually doing this now, having these conversations, trying to add some value to somebody's life, and you can kind of see where I'm at. Like that. Don't be afraid of trying new things, because you do not know what is going to happen on the other side of that. You just don't. Oftentimes, and I hope I'm not getting too off topic, but people ask me, you know, like, how are you comfortable on camera? How are you not shy? Stuff like that. Usually it pertains to something involving content creation, because they want to start doing that, but they're scared. And I'm like, I don't care. For one, so look, I have one hand. I was born with one hand. Have it on camera. I learned early on, you guys, very early on, you know, I don't care what people think, because it mainly stemmed from dating. When I was a child, right? I learned that when it came to women, if I had low self-esteem, if the fact that I had one hand bothered me, it bothered them. So then I was like, okay, well, let me just do me regardless. And then I got better results. I started to see, like, when it came to women, that, oh, you just have to have confidence, whether they like you or not. And so I had developed, in a way, this hand has been a huge blessing, because now I realize, you know, like, it doesn't really matter. What matters is what you are into. And that's the power right there. That's the superpower, right? Like, this is me, this is who I am, whether you like me or not. And I don't mean that in a rude or like snarkly way, but that's where it's at. Like, who cares what they think of you? You care what you think of you. And if you think that if you like this, then you like this, right? You have to have that personality. You have to think like that. Otherwise, you'll be walked over all the time, and that's just not good, right? So I guess I'll leave this video at that, but I'll leave you guys, hello. I'll leave you guys with this sort of message. Find people that are into what you're into. Avoid people who are consumed with self, vanity, things like that. Yeah, find ways, find your interest, and you have to figure that out by trying new things, and then find a way to make money doing it. And in this particular time, you can do that, trust me. It may take some time. Get very comfortable with patience. Get very comfortable with the idea that things are gonna take time to grow, like how you did when you were born as a baby. You have to get very comfortable with that idea. And from that, you grow and you grow and you grow. And when you look back at something over 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, you can say, wow, you know. And there it is right there. That is how you do it. So that is my message for you. Like, subscribe, and thank you if you've made it this far. Bye-bye.